Hi guys, what is going on and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video we are going to take a look at my favorite altcoin at the moment, which is Chainlink. I will be providing you guys with exact buy opportunities, targets and potential invalidations. We're going to take a look at potential buy opportunities, spot-wise, leverage-wise, and targets for the upcoming weeks and months, because I do think this is probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest altcoin out there at the moment. Personally, I've been accumulating Chainlink when we were forming this deviation down below over here around $5.50 all the way towards $5. You can check it over here in this YouTube video. I'm quickly going to play the next few seconds. So this is a good moment to start buying, in my opinion. Like I said, guys, it might go as low as $2. As you can see, I was stating over here when the price was around $5 in this particular YouTube video that you have to buy Chainlink. All the way from $5 to the current price, it is up almost 70%. So first of all, I hope that you guys have been buying Chainlink when I told you to do. But if you haven't, don't worry, there will be new buy opportunities. As you can see, Chainlink also sent our spot challenge that I've been doing in our VIP channel. Starting a few months ago with only $1,000, it's already at $2,120. Particularly, Chainlink has been doing really well along with Litecoin before that as well. It has been sending our portfolio to $2,120. Sold most of my Chainlink in 1,600 USDT right now, but I'm looking to buy back some more Chainlink, which I will be providing you guys with in today's video. So we can see that we have a beautiful range on Chainlink, and usually if we go back to the higher time frame, we can see that these ranges after such a huge downtrend is a sign of reaccumulation, especially when these ranges, these sideways ranges, occur within these huge liquidity pools that have been building up because of these lows over here, because of this low over here, and because of this untested critical resistance area over here. Now we were accumulating over here, and as you can see, if I'm quickly going to remove these ugly drawings, we got our beautiful deviation of the range low over here. I've been talking about it multiple times. When you get a deviation of the range low, as soon as you reclaim that range low, you should get a retest of the mid-range, which we did get over here. Now, the mid-range is a little wider. This is the mid-range in my opinion, because in the past, you can see that this is where the price was finding the most amount of support and resistances for Chainlink, okay? So the mid-range is not really a level in this instance. I think it's more of a zone of resistance. And we can see, I also posted this on Twitter, that we found resistance twice over here, but now we have been breaking through the mid-range. And if you break through the mid-range with such strength as we see over here, after a deviation of the range low, there's an extremely high possibility to get a test of the range highs over here, right? Now, currently, we are around the quarterly range, right? So with the quarterly range over here, we are around that quarterly range, which is resistant. Also from here to the range highs, yes, it's still an increasing of 16%, but it's not really worth the RR of buying over here and selling over here. You want to look for better buy opportunities. Now, we can just trade this range until it breaks, guys. And like I said, if you get a deviation of the range low, a deviation or at least a test of the range highs should be next, especially if you manage to gain the mid-range, which we are currently doing on the daily time frame with this beautiful impulsive candle. There was also some bullish fundamental news coming out on Chainlink, which will be a potential narrative for the Chainlink price to continue higher. Now, personally, what is looking potentially beautiful is that we are in a potential PO3 pattern, in which we have our accumulation over here, our manipulation over here, before we are getting our expansion part. And our expansion part has a very clear target, if you ask me, which is this weekly fair value gap over here. At first, we have another weekly fair value gap over here as well. And especially this weekly fair value gap, within that weekly fair value gap, this untested weekly level over here, I think is a beautiful target for the Chainlink price. Why? because above this high, there will definitely be some stops resting, and those stops are resting within that weekly fair value gap, within that weekly untested level, and also we have this supply area on the daily time frame that got front run with this high. Okay, so that is definitely my main target. First target obviously is the range high over here. Second target would be the high over here. Those are two beautiful take profit targets. Now, first high, like I said, is only 16% away. This high is already 50% away. That is already a potential nice gain. But we can definitely make sure that we are getting the most potential out of this play on Chainlink. Now, what I am looking at is a test of the mid-range. If we do get a retest of the mid-range, I'm looking to re-accumulate Chainlink spot over here. If we get a deviation below the mid-range, which is also possible, so let's say we get a push towards the mid-range, we get a bounce, but then we fall back below, this will make a lot of people extremely bearish. A lot of people will start selling over here, a lot of people start shorting over here towards the range low. And that could provide potential buy opportunities, because if people start shorting, if people start selling, market makers can use that liquidity to accumulate their own buy order. So I'm either looking for a perfect bounce from here, but I also don't rule out the opportunity to potentially get a deviation below the mid-range, which we consolidate, people start shorting and selling while market makers start accumulating, in which we will reclaim the mid-range and then full send it towards the upside. Because in my opinion, potentially, it can be a little bit too easy right now to just get a perfect retest of the mid-range and then send it to the upside. Instead, it would make more sense to get a little bit of a quick flush over here, reclaim it, and then send it to the upside. Now, let's say we start accumulating around this mid-range and we're getting an average entry price of around $7.50. Then it already is an increasement of approximately 26% instead of 16% to our first target. And it's an increasement of not 50%, but 64% towards our second target, which is this high over here. And that is definitely much more worth the RR, much more worth the risk. And if we miss out, then we miss out. But this potential idea on Chainlink also aligns with my idea on Bitcoin, that we are getting a potential manipulation area on Bitcoin around $29,000. That would mean a quick flush on Bitcoin would mean a quick flush on altcoins as well. If we get that quick flush, altcoins like Chainlink, which is probably the strongest altcoin right now in the market, will also be the altcoin that recovers the quickest once Bitcoin recovers. Okay, so something like this in which we deviate back below and then back above would be an ideal scenario on Chainlink that I'm looking to buy. So personally, I'm going to be accumulating Chainlink all the way in between $7.60 all the way probably towards $6.70. And my invalidation could be below this low or this low. Potential targets would be this high and eventually this high over here for a potential increasement of, let's say, approximately 50%. And those are beautiful, beautiful gains to be made while Bitcoin is still within its accumulation range before the real bull market is starting. Chainlink is definitely one of my favorite altcoins to buy right now. Potential opportunities will present themselves in the upcoming days and weeks. Keep an eye on this coin, because I do think it will be one of the strongest altcoins out there for the upcoming weeks and months. If you guys have any questions after watching this YouTube video, if you have any questions on where to accumulate Chainlink, why I'm accumulating Chainlink, please let me know in the comments down below. Also guys, please make sure to smash up the like button, and I'll see you guys on Monday's video. Ciao, ciao!